Good morning, Kilmer community. Today is Thursday, February 4th, 2021. Today, we welcome more students back into the building, and we hope to continue welcoming more students come March 1st and March 15th. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of our new faces in the building today. As a reminder, our core values are respect, responsibility, and empathy. And we're actually looking at empathy again, which we've done before. And I know all of you are experts by now, so I want to hear some ways that you are showing empathy to your classmates or to someone at home. We've also kind of circled back to one of our SEL strategies of deep, calm breathing, where you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I still do that sometimes before I do these recordings for you. Now, sometimes I feel like one of our core values should be equity. I think about that especially when I'm thinking about like Black History Month and where we're celebrating a lot of the achievements of African American in our history. And there was a time when people weren't treated equally. And so it's really good to be able to honor some of the contributions that happened during some difficult times when there was a lot of racism and prejudicism back from a long time ago in our history. Now, I want to feature one of our prominent African Americans, and if you may recognize this face, you may not, but he is an important man in medicine. This is Dr. Charles R. Drew. He was an American surgeon and a medical researcher in the field of blood transfusions. He was born in 1904 and was raised in a middle class family down in the Washington, D.C., Virginia area. He attended Amherst College here in Massachusetts and got a degree there, and then got his medical degree from McGill University up in Montreal, Quebec. He additionally was the first African American to get a doctorate degree from Columbia University in New York. So back in 1940, he was recruited to set up and administer an early prototype program for blood storage and preservation. So he was charged with collecting, testing, and transporting large quantities of blood plasma to the United Kingdom to aid British soldiers and civilians. He also was critical and known for starting the Bloodmobiles. I hear Bloodmobiles and I think Batmobile, right? But no, these Bloodmobiles were refrigerated trucks that were used to store properly the blood that was collected and to transport it. So that is one of his major contributions to U.S. history. As the director of the first American Red Cross blood bank in 1941, he was a medical researcher who worked with a team at Red Cross on groundbreaking discoveries around blood transfusions. He was one of the most prominent doctors working in his field and one of the only African Americans during a time when blood donations was still separated along lines of race. So back then, the blood of black people and white people weren't treated equally. So you can collect blood from both, but blood was not used. Blood from African Americans was not used in white people, so they kept things separated. This outraged Dr. Drew, who knew that blood wasn't differentiated by the color of your skin. It wasn't differentiated by race. Blood was blood. And so he ended up resigning from his position. It wasn't until 1950 before the Red Cross finally recognized all blood as being equal and changed its policy. This is great news. I mean, today, according to Red Cross, there are 15.7 million blood donations a year in the United States from 9.2 million donors. And the good news is about this is because blood is equal, then if someone that you know needs blood, you can access it from all of the blood sources and not just a source based on race or the color of your skin. So he unfortunately died in 1950 tragically, but his legacy lives on with his contributions to U.S. history. So, Dr. Drew, if you have some other people that you would love for me to feature during this Black History Month, please send some recommendations my way. Maybe you want me to share something that you know to your peers in our school community. All right, and then last but not least, I love to end with some jokes. And I have so many jokes. I'm so backlogged, and I'm trying to get to as many as possible. I am going to feature 3 today, one from a first grader, one from a fifth grader, and one from an eighth grader. So it kind of ranges. So my first joke comes from my first grader. Why did a bear say no to the dessert? Why did the bear say no to dessert? I mean, I love my dessert. Because it was stuffed. It's a stuffed animal. Super cute. Love it. Thank you, William. And he is in Miss Kern's first grade class. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The next one comes from Maceo and fifth grade Miss Cummings class. And he sends to me, why can you never trust a mermaid? Why can't you trust a mermaid? Because there's something fishy about it. Anyone out there have mermaid tails? No, I don't. No, I don't. My niece does. Anyway, yeah, they're probably a little fishy, don't you think? Thank you, Maceo. Love it. And then finally, Jillian in 8th grade, Mr. Tercios' class, sends me this. I used a waffle iron for the first time the other day, and I wouldn't recommend it. My clothes still have wrinkles, and they don't even taste like waffles. I don't know about you, but I'm not eating my clothes. I'd rather have the real thing, like my Lego my ego, right? All right. Well, on that note, as a reminder, always be your best you and make today and every day a great day. I will see you next time. Peace.